Okay, hey there guys. This is my second Let's Play video of my cleric run of Dark Souls. You might notice a few things different. That's mainly because I tried to farm a bit before doing the gargoyles, because the bell gargoyles actually, sorry. Because they can be quite difficult, and more so because I didn't want to wait for summons and everything before doing a fight, because obviously you're not here to waste time. So yeah. And some things are going to be different from when you go through it the first time, because I tried to record it before, but for some reason it completely messed up on me, so there are things I've done that won't actually be unlocked yet. But I will, say what I've done so that you know what's happened. First big difference you'll notice is the fact that on your one there will be a giant armoured boar, or pig, or whatever you want to call it, and it will try to kill you. Easiest way to do it, either run away or just get it to go into fire. It dies very quickly in fire. If you're pyromancy, then well, you're just set for life with that one. But yeah, and the other thing that will be different is if you're not quick enough, the gate to the left, to left. Apparently left is right and right is left now. The gate there that you can see would be closed because one of these lot would run through. Obviously, since I've already been through, I've opened it for convenience sake. And yeah, I should have seen that coming. But yeah, there's only three actually. Three other things that I've done specifically that will be different. But I'll do things normally, as if I hadn't done any of this. So if that gate is closed, or you didn't get through quick enough, this is the way you're meant to go. This dude, don't follow him too closely because, well, I got lucky and killed him there. But then you get his surprise friends to the left and right of you, which will try to eat your face. I am killing these rather quickly. That is because I have upgraded stuff. I'll kill this one and then I'll show you what's changed. So, armor-wise, I've changed from using the standard chest to using the Hollow Warrior. And the longsword, and I've got longsword and tower kite shield now, both at +5. Just had that many souls because I died that many times trying to farm. This corpse here, you probably wonder why I stop. I have a key on it, which will be this key. You'll need that if you want to do a particular storyline, which, although I'm not keen on it, for the sake of this playthrough I will do it. I think with this playthrough I'm going to try and do as many of the side stuff as I can, just to sort of give you a roundabout feel. Oh, on that corpse there would be a large soul item. Soul items, if you don't know, yeah, you use them and you'll get a fixed amount of souls. I think the lowest is 200, and I cannot for the life of me remember the highest one, but we'll find out eventually. This way I'm going. I've already done this bit as well, but it's just to show you an armor piece. And also, if you walk slowly, most enemies won't actually notice you're there. It's a nice little trick. But yeah, on this corpse here, there would, if I don't have it on me, it would be a, oh god, I can't actually remember what it's called now. But if you haven't actually bought any shields, and you're still using the beginner shield for whatever class you choose, that's a nice one to get, because it's one of the first shields I think you just find naturally that has 100 physical. On the left, damage reduction, as it's the first shield that I have 100 physical defense, which early game is pretty much all you need. Yeah, these are boulder knights. They are ridiculously annoying if you're not careful. Dudes with the long swords are the weaker version, I've come to realise. And there's another version that uses, if I pronounce this wrong I apologise, I believe it was pronounced a rapier. Although a rapier is weaker in terms of normal stats, because of the fact that you can get insane counter damage on it, it's really painful. And I have more than once been one-shotted because of that. As you notice, there were signs on the floor there. If you're human, which I am currently, and if you're in the right level range of someone, you will be able to see their summon sign if they've put it down. Yeah, I'm going this way to show you a bonfire that you'll want to trigger before you do the bell gargoyles, because it just saves a lot of travel. And yeah, when I said about being human, if you use this option here, reverse hollowing, if you have a humanity, it will turn you human, meaning you can summon others to help you. The only downside of that is you can also get invaded by other people. This is... yeah, I keep going off from one thing to another. This is Andre of Astora, the first blacksmith you'll find. You can reinforce weapons and armor from him. And you can also buy items to... you can buy weapons and shields off him. I've bought the Tower Kite Shield because it's a personal favourite. And you can get... you can find out on your own. Half this game's worth the discovery. But yeah. The reason I say to trigger this bonfire now is because you're going to go to there eventually. And trust me, you'll want the bonfire activated, because that would be Sen's fortress. And I can safely say you will rage a lot there. It's probably the most evil place I've ever come across in this game. Actually, second evil. But I won't ruin either surprise. You'll just see. So for the sake of this playthrough, I'm going to make use of NPC phantoms more than anything else. Please don't die. God's sakes. Yeah. See here, you would be able to summon them to help you. But for the purpose of this, I'm going to use NPC phantoms, which I'll explain in a minute. Here would be one of the two missing things from here. It would be a Knight of Berenique, I believe is what they're called. They hit like a truck, basically. But they are also, when they attack, they are also rather slow. So you can generally just get around them. Wait for them to attack, get around them, stab them a few times, or hit them with whatever weapon you have, and then just roll out the way. And up in that gap there would be a channeler, I think. It's basically the game's version of a sorcerer. Here we go. This is a rapier boulder knight. With the rapier, you can actually keep your shield up when you attack with it, which makes these guys very difficult to deal with. Although thankfully they're about as bright as a sack of hammers, usually. So just let them hit your shield one stagger and then stabby them to death. But yeah, back on the channeler, you'll notice in here there are a lot of basic hollows. Channeler have a move that'll power them up. Do not, whatever you do, run straight in here if he's done that. You'll know if he's done it because you hear a funny song and dance. They hurt. Yeah, damage I took there, imagine that about double, and not being able to actually escape it. That's essentially what happens if you get caught. So, yeah. And there's only one other thing I've done here, which we will show you if this dude doesn't kill me. Yeah, I'll always say if it doesn't kill me because, well, this is Dark Souls. Dark Souls is known for being... I think chances are I'm not exaggerating when I say it is the rage-inducing game that everyone knows about. Yeah, just quick note, this barrel here will have a dude that'll have an item on him. Sorry, my language is broken. He'll have a humanity on him. I never get him right. Basically, you can get two types of humanity. I'll call them direct and usable for the sake of this. Direct humanity you can get from killing enemies, and I'll just go straight into the little counter up top. Usable humanities are the item in the item slot there, as you just saw me rotate through them all. But yeah. In here will be Knight of the Trek of Karim, I think it is. If you free him and use an elevator, which I'll show you in a second. Just praying I don't get invaded, otherwise it'll be a rather interesting video. I should have started as a sorcerer, they're faster. At least their starting armor's not too bad. But then again, I've already done a sorcerer. Yeah, this elevator here, you go down here, it will take you back to filing. If you go down the set of stairs, you'll see him sitting there. Talk to him, you'll get a reward off him. And then you'll be able to summon him for 2 boss fights. Which, although I think if you summon phantoms for boss fights, they get a bit stronger. But early on in the game, or in the first playthrough, it's usually you want to summon as many as you can, because the extra damage and the cannon fodder aspect of it is helpful. But yeah, this is where Lautrec will be if you've done his part of the story so far. And then he'll be summoned. Then, of course, you'll get Sunbro Solaire, or the Warrior of Sunlight. Everyone just calls him Sunrose because, hell, they always praise the sun. But yeah. Now, hopefully, fingers crossed, this time when we start the Bell Gargoyle, it won't crash on us. Because this is the point where it crashed last time. So hopefully, if we try and skip the cutscene as quickly as possible, in order for it not to break. And hell, it didn't break. So yeah, this is the Bell Gargoyle. Technically the first actual boss you'll fight, because there's no easy way to kill him. Though as you've noticed, Solaire and... I think it's just Solaire that's done all the damage so far. But Solaire deals a heck of a lot of damage, so if you ever see a summon sign, and you're... yeah, some enemies, if you cut off their tail or other parts, they'll drop an item. But back to what I was saying. If you see Solaire's summon sign, and you're going for the boss, summon him. Even if it makes the boss stronger. Because frankly, Solaire is by far probably the most tankiest character you're ever going to meet. Even in PvP. Granted, he's not the brightest spark, but let's face it. He just sort of munches attacks fairly well. So yeah, that was the Bell Gargoyles. And thankfully it didn't decide to break on us, so that's always good. I was going to stop the video here, just so I could get it uploaded, because I didn't get it done far enough, but I think we'll risk it and see what happens. The next boss is the Capra Demon that we'll be doing, but then I think I'll stop there for this segment. But then again, chances are it's going to take me a few attempts to kill the god-awful beast. More so because of some of his additional friends. Yeah, you pull the lever, you ring the first bell of awakening. Which, although at the start you get told that there's, well, you get under the impression that there's only one, there's actually two. But we'll get to that in a second. Or we'll get to that eventually. This dude, never kill this dude. No matter how tempted you may be, never kill him.
Greeting.
This dude is the only dude in this game that can absolve you of sin. So basically, if you've hurt an NPC and you shouldn't have done, or you've done something where, if you've hurt or killed an NPC that you shouldn't have done, you can request absolution, and he'll get rid of it. Or if you're in a covenant, he can make you abandon it without actually sinning at all. Yeah. So yeah, never kill him. He is probably the most useful NPC in his whole game that isn't either a quest NPC or a trainer. But yeah. Okay. I think for this character, my end game is probably going to be to put this dude in the Blade of the Dark Moon Covenant, as actually it's either Warrior of Sunlight or Blade of the Dark Moon. It is probably going to be Blade of the Dark Moon, I think, because all you get out of the Warrior of Sunlight Covenant for staying in there is use of a miracle called Sunlight Spear, which, although it is overly powered, you get a few shots with it. You have to use 2 slots to use it. Slots being attunement slots. And you only get to use it if you're in the Covenant. While with Dark Moon you get Blade of the Dark Moon, which is useful. Then you still get to do PvP with them. Yeah, these 3... Oh, there we go. I died. Yeah, you can see the brutality of the Boulder Knights now. Those 3, in all fairness, I probably should have just gone outside and walked around them, but oh well. Yeah, that is the brutality of the Boulder Knights if you're not careful. As you saw, my health went down faster than a 1,000,000-ton hammer. Well, maybe not as fast, but it just hurts. I think I'll use the boulder armor. Still in the medium category, so that's not too bad. It's probably obvious from other games, but if you get a certain amount of weight on you, you'll be in different categories. It's generally accepted that if you're a caster type of any form, either pyromancer, sorcerer, or a cleric, or miracle user, you generally want to try to be in the medium category, because although that does give you, well, optimistically you'd want to be in the light category to be able to roll out the way of everything. But if you want poise, which will basically mean you don't get stun locked, you'll want to be in the medium category only, because if you're in the heavy category and you're trying to cast miracles or sorceries, you won't be able to move that quickly, which can be painful. This build is probably going to be a light build, or just in the medium, because I didn't actually know about it properly until recently. Yeah, I'm learning a lot with this character. Dexterity can actually affect the speed at which you cast spells, so this character will probably end up being a dex build, so sort of a mix of dexterity and faith. So hopefully our spells will go off rather quickly. I think I'll probably dabble in pyromancy with this dude as well, so that he can actually have some offensive spells besides the 2 lightning spears that we'll hopefully get eventually. But yeah, as you saw with the way I went, if you didn't open the gate, or if you didn't get through the gate before it closed, you just pull this lever to open it. This body here has the next key you'll need, which is... crud. I had a feeling I angered somebody. But yeah, we'll just deal with him so I can show you. If you one thing you might notice there, the little spark. If you hit an enemy just after blocking them, it counts as a counter, which makes it very strong. You'll want to get this key, the basement key, which I will show you where it's used. Hopefully, if the dragon doesn't come back and barbecue my ass. Goddamn. I was going to try and do this without swearing, but apparently... Actually, I don't know if arse is a swear word or not. I'll put it in the video anyway. But yeah, as you remember from the first video, there was a dragon here, which we legged it past. If you run back along this without having killed him, which, again, if you kill him, kudos to you, you're doing rather well. Oh, probably level. I don't know. Yeah. We'll level up faith a bit more. No. God damn. Okay. Looks like a bit of senseless killing is required. Oh no. We can just use the soul items we have. The reason I'm doing this is because if you get up to 25 faith, you can join the Warriors of Sunlight Covenant. I was going to say Sunbros then, which is not the actual Covenant name. If you do that, you get access to some of the only offensive miracles in the game. Or I think directly offensive, I don't actually know any different. But yeah, you can pray to the Sunlight Altar here, which granted it's not really an altar, more like a broken one. But if you join this covenant, this is one of the co-op covenants, which if you can get summoned, or if you're a summoner, I think if you summon other people or summon your, I can't remember off the top of my head. Sorry. But basically, if you, we'll use the summon one for argument's sake. If you get summoned to someone else's world, you and them will get a sunlight medal. Sorry, pardon me. One of these, which if you offer it to the altar, you can level up in the covenant. You really only want to give 10 to it if you're planning on joining a PvP covenant, because that gets you both the miracles you can use outside of the covenant, which is the lightning spear and great lightning spear. But yeah, let's get down to the undead berg, or the lower undead berg. Hopefully without getting charbroiled by the dragon. Because every time I've tried to do this, I've been charbroiled by him, or shot in the back. Ah, hell. This is gonna hurt. Oh, okay. That didn't actually hurt as much as I thought it would. Let's not question it and just run. If you try to do what I just did, then, and if you do live through it, just run. Don't question it, just run. And the other way to do it is to just, I think, if you use the elevator to go down to Firelink and just go through as if you were gonna, as you did to begin with, then like go through the Taurus Demon door, go through that bit, walk down, and it's just in front of you. This is the shortcut bit to open up the Undead Berg, which we're doing this for the purpose of going to the bonfire, so that we don't have to walk all the way around. Although, annoyingly, many hollows get angry at you for coming back, which, obviously, they would do. Camera going spazzy. I don't ever like them when it does that. So yeah, we'll just get rid of these ones, so that we can actually sit at the bonfire, because you want to do that, otherwise if you die to the Capra Demon, and like for argument's sake, if the last bonfire you sat at was the Sunlight Altar one, you'll have to run all the way back, and that's not worth it. So taking a little detour I did will be useful. It's not required. Most of the stuff you do in this game isn't really required. It just makes life a hell of a lot easier for you. So yeah, we'll go back the way we came, hopefully not die to these lot. I hate being staggered. Actually no, I just hate these dudes. It's these three that do my head in the most. Because then when you try and get through here, they just block you to hell. What's that? If there's someone that's going to try and kill me, I'll get to you. So yeah. For this, like I said before, I'm probably not going to get summoned during a video. But I'll probably try and get summoned outside of videos. Mainly just so I can get the second miracle of the Sunlight Covenant. Yeah, I better show you this. This bit I'm doing now is mainly if you're a sorcerer or planning on new sorceries.
Somebody.
This is the first sorcerer trainer that you find, which is also, like I said, I think in the first video.
Brilliant.
Petrus is the only dude you have at the start who gives you miracles. This dude is the first one you save that gives you sorceries. He'll only give you sorceries once he moves to Firelink. And to get him there, you have to kill the Capra Demon. So yeah, a little trick I've learned: if you attack through the door, through these doors, for some reason it still triggers the damage. I've never fully understood why it does that, but hey, it makes it a bit easier to kill them. These are essentially the assassins of this game at the start. They are cheeky, very sneaky, just nuisances. So the quicker you can kill these, the better, because they'll cause bleed damage. Let's see. Yeah, bleed resist I have 80, so they'll probably do a fair bit of it to me at the moment. If you take enough bleed damage, you'll get blood loss, which you'll lose a fair chunk of your health at once. I can't remember for the life of me how much it is you lose, but let's just say if you can avoid it, it's the best option. Ah, hell. Yeah, this is why I don't like these, because there's no real... Yeah, 2 attacks and I'm already nearly fully blood loss, which I would show you, but I don't want to die. Yeah, that was a riposte. These are very good at that, and they hurt a lot. Yes, I'm stating the obvious, so sue me. No, actually, please don't. I have very little money. Yeah. You want to get rid of these 2 dogs, because they're just annoying, to say the least. And you'll understand why I have a very strong dislike of this boss early game. I really don't want to do this. You have the boss, but then you also have his 2 dogs. Goddamn memes. Basically, he has 2 dogs with him. These dogs can do bleed damage as well. What I'm doing is a known, I say glitch or trick, I don't really know what you would call it. Basically, for a lot of the time he can't get you there. I think if he does get you there, he got a lucky hit. But it does mean you have a chance to hit him without being attacked. It's cheap, I know, but frankly, this early in the game, you don't want to die. Wait. Okay, that's dealing a lot more damage to him than I ever knew it would. Yeah, there's an example of him getting lucky, so I suppose that's the game's way of punishing you for being sneaky. But yeah, we'll get rid of him, and I'll show you the stuff in Firelink. So yeah, get humanity and a homeward bone. I'm not going to go the way I went, because I'm also going to show you a shortcut. Yeah, this game does have a lot of shortcuts in it, if you know where to look. Granted, I probably should have healed before coming down here. I will probably just, I don't know if I said this in the first video or not, but I'm going to say it now. With like using Andre, or if you buy the items at Bonfire, upgrade your armor as much as possible for your first time playing this, even if you don't plan on using it for long, because it does help a lot to upgrade your armor. But yeah, oh yeah, I forgot about this merchant. This merchant is actually probably your best friend. Yeah, I can never hear her for some reason, but she sells a lot of useful items. The moss clumps. That one I've not really seen used often, but these two will be a lifesaver for you. So if you can, stock up on them before you go to the depths, which will be our next area, because after that you hit Light Town, and there you're guaranteed to get poisoned. But the one you want to be able to get rid of immediately is Toxin, or Toxic, because that just eats your health so quickly. So yeah, it will kill you. See if we get lucky with the humanity. Rats, for some reason, their rare drop, like this one just did, is a humanity. I've never really understood why a rat would have humanity on it, but hey, if you've got the patience, you can farm a fair bit off of that one rat if you get lucky. Ooh. Yeah, never stay locked on if you're on like stairs at this point, or any point like this, because it can bugger you over quickly if you're not careful. Actually, I think I've not actually showed any of Lautrec's story, so I suppose I'll show you the bit that you would have got if you came down here first, like after freeing him, just for argument's sake. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, behind the Knight of Baronique there'll be an item which is a Firekeeper Soul. I'll show you how you use that, because you never want to use that for actual souls. Here's where Griggs will come up, and if you have enough intellect, which I don't, but I'm not going to use intellect, I think you need 10 for Griggs, and I can't remember how much you'll need for the next dude you get, which is Logan, but he'll teach you basic sorceries. So yeah, and we'll just go down and show you the two things before we end this one. Here is where Lautrec will sit. If you talk to him and exhaust his dialogue, he will give you a sunlight medal.
I don't know.
And yeah.
Well,
Let's just see what he says. If he actually
have
says
you,
anything.
if ever, a heavy
Oh yeah, Trusty Patches. I think he was in Demon Souls.
our future?
I don't actually know. I've not played it yet. But anyway, that's where the track will be. If you get the Sunlight Medal off him and talk to him enough, you'll, I think you basically got to exhaust his dialogue until he starts moaning about the future being murky. You'll be able to summon him for 2 of the bosses, which I will be doing, because I'll be doing his story. This is, I believe, Anastasia. You get a Firekeeper Soul, you want to reinforce the Estus Flask, because it will give you more health. Which, trust me, you'll want the reinforced Estus. But, yeah. So far, that is pretty much all I can explain at the moment. Let's see, is there anything else triggered that I need to explain in Firelink? Here we go. Here's an important one. Once you've rung the first bell of awakening, the first time you come back to Firelink, these lot will be here. These are the ones that Petrus was originally waiting for. they'll disappear after a while. But
Come again.
I think they'll disappear after you've left Firelink once. But they'll go into the Tomb of the Giants, which we'll get more into that when we get to that point, which is quite a ways off. But Rhea, the one there in the, well, we'll walk up to her. Duh. This one, Rhea, when you've gone through enough of Petrus' story, or with them, you'll be able to buy miracles off him. I'll explain more on that again once we get there. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this episode. So hopefully glad you watched this. And again, any sort of tips or hints to stuff I could do better, either recording wise or actual gameplay wise, because I'm not the best Dark Souls player, it's painfully obvious. But yeah, I hope to see you in my next video, and me and Bob will see you next time.